Let's rock and roll, boys.
Hello, I'm Matt Schultz, and I'm joined by co-host Austin Cummings.
Oh, hello. Welcome.
And Drew Watson.
How's it going, everybody?
Rap.
Yep.
And a new challenger approaching, Danny Tortelli.
Hey, yo, how's it going?
Oh, hello. Danny, hello. Welcome.
We're excited to have you.
Excited to be here. Thank you.
He's on for the foreseeable future, unless he's terrible, in which we will promptly release him.
Cut of the winnings.
Yeah, we're basically going to leave this one up to the fans, which is really how we make a lot of decisions here on Another Nintendo Podcast. You know, put your comments in there, what you like, what you don't like. Follow us on Twitter. DM it.
You can downvote Danny all you want.
Yeah, no worries. Anything's fine here. Danny, tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you find the podcast?
How did I find the podcast? I found it through Matthew. Matthew and I have known each other for a few years, the same volunteer program, realized we're both gamers, a little bit of nerds in the game and movie realm. And he showed me to the podcast. He showed me the way.
I like that. Now, if you were to lie and tell that story again, and if you discovered it on your own organically, what might that look like?
Oh, man, it popped up as a paid advertisement on my Facebook page. And I thought this has to be high quality, so I must click on it. Yeah.
Russian bot, thank you. Okay, well, very good. Matt, take us away.
Yeah, so why don't we start off, as we do with every episode, what have we been playing? Let's catch up a little bit. We've been on a little bit of a hiatus. I've been away for vacation. Austin's been, who knows why we're sleepy. Andrew, what have you been up to?
I just took a week-long vacation, actually, paid. Thank you very much. It was
all right.
It was very nice.
No need to brag, but
no need to brag. But it was.
Now, did you bring your Switch on vacation?
Oh well, I didn't go anywhere. Oh, you know what? It sounds like I have a gift to give someone real quick. You guys.
Oh, very good. He's out.
Yeah,
okay,
no, you guys continue.
Yeah, we'll continue. All right, this is vacation starts now.
So, anyways, let's talk about what we've been playing.
All right, you want to go first?
No, Danny, you kick us off. You're new guys first.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to be honest.
That's always been the policy.
My recent plays have not been Nintendo related.
Oh, no.
I finally beat everything in Breath of the Wild a couple months ago, and like aside from Mario Kart every now and then, haven't really played anything else. Recently, I've been replaying through the Halo series on my Xbox.
Did you do the Korok seeds, or did you not do the Korok seeds?
I did like 500 of them, and I did everything you can do with them, and I'm like, if that's the only thing I've left, I'm good.
And how many Korok seeds did you get?
I'm back now. Okay. I got about 300, I think.
Matt?
I think I'm in like the 400 range. I would need to check my I need to turn on my Switch and see, but I definitely over collected, but I collected enough to fill up I think either my whole shield gauge and my whole like weapons gauge, but nothing. I don't know if I filled up the bow and arrow one.
Yeah, I collected enough that I filled up everything, and then when I was like, oh, I could still find another 400 more, but I have no use to find them, that's when I was like, I'm good.
I feel, we all have room to grow, I think, as individuals, and that's a big part of what the podcast is about, is kind of self-improvement and, self-deception.
Right.
And,
this is professional development.
Right. It's all about being self-actionable.
Put it on your resume.
Right on there. Yeah. Right on LinkedIn.
So anyways, what have you guys been playing?
Stardew Valley again, still, and Mario Tennis, actually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think we got a chance to talk too much about Mario Tennis since the hiatus. Matt, you been playing that at all?
I did. I played a bunch of it during my trip to Hawaii. I played it with brothers. I played it with my girlfriend Jamie. Again, we played a ton of Tetris on the plane. And actually, I played through all of now while on vacation. Into the Woods. Is it Into the Woods? No, it's not what it's called.
Night in the Woods.
Night in the Woods.
Into the Woods. Into the Woods.
Yeah, no, Night in the Woods was fantastic. I really enjoyed that game.
I've not finished it. Really was enjoying it on Switch. It's kind of in the forever backlog that a lot of my games are doomed in. But one I have been enjoying quite a bit has been the Hollow Knight. And I put 45 hours into that on the Switch. I did finish it. I did overcome. 45. And was really excellent. I don't know that I can say anything that's particularly nuanced or interesting on it, but it was a great challenge. One of those games that I really came away with. I finished it, and it is quite challenging at the end, but it's always fairly manageable. Bosses have about 4 attack patterns, so once you kind of learn those, you're able to navigate them, all right, but it's still a nice timing challenge and whatnot. But I finished it and I was feeling really pumped, and I was like, now I'm an MLG gamer. I've reached the mountaintop. Where do I go from here? Call it Mountain Dew.
You've arrived.
Ask him to blast me with one of those sponsorships. But so after that, I picked up the Mega Man X collection. So I was like, okay, this is like Mega Man, nice try, Blue Bomber. Like I've seen worse, and I just struggled through the first game, Mega Man X. Not even that hard as far as like the Mega Man X games go. So it's been humbling, but that's kind of what I've been working on.
All right.
All good.
Thank you. Thank you.
I was listening to an old NVC, and they were talking about they had that group on the show to talk about some pillow fort game. Yeah, and they were joking around at how like they wanted to call it like Pillow Fortnite.
Just about to say it.
There's money there.
But listening to them talk about it, I think it's the next game I'm gonna buy on the eShop. It's about these kids. They go to bed, and every night they battle these monsters in their pillow fort, and it's kind of like a tower defense / like, I don't know, you're kind of building up your different kid powers, characters.
Build up your kid. It's like just being a dad.
Build up your kid. Yeah.
Build up your kid.
Yeah.
Game of life.
Right. Also a great game. What's our Switch version of that? Okay. Yeah, good pick. Did any of you ever play the Costume Quest back on Xbox or anything? Danny, you play that at all? The Double Fine?
Costume Quest. I'm not even familiar with
like
Danny's an Xboxer, so maybe.
It was like the Tim Schafer.
He wears Xboxers.
Oh, gotcha. Can we confirm for our YouTube audience?
We said we wouldn't talk about that in this podcast, but okay.
That's all right. It's personal. Rules. We're also about getting personal and kind of facing these things.
Anyway, so that's been a good segment, everyone. Let's call it a night there. Oh wait,
I think we all review. Thanks for tuning in.
So we got some big egg news. We definitely want to talk about all things Smash Direct. But before we do, we have a couple of news items we want to hit on because it's been a while since we've had a chance to talk about anything. So we put together probably 3 of the larger stories that have happened in the past month. So the first one actually today, and I don't want to spend too much time on this, but it's definitely worth mentioning because all of us are NVC listeners. The NVC host recently posted his very first video review of a game, and was it Dead Cells? What was it?
I think it was Dead Cells.
Yeah.
Also, I have been playing that. I did pick that up. Very good. It's also hard. It's a little roguelike.
It's also getting a lot of great publicity right now.
Yeah, it looks really, really nice.
Yeah, it is. Like if you played the Castlevania DS games, check it out. Continue, Matt.
Yeah,
Go
sorry.
Right, no. So IGN actually had to pull this video of this review that was put up because Boomstick Gaming, the gentleman who runs this channel, was watching the video because he himself does his reviews on YouTube. He's a typical YouTuber. He's got a great channel, pretty robust.
Yeah, like us. 10 videos.
Very much like us, yeah. Not quite like us, but a little better. But anyways, he noticed, maybe one day this will happen to us. It was great. But he noticed that there was so much similarity between the actual video and basically what the reviewer was saying compared to his own review, which went up a few days earlier. And he was shocked, so shocked that he posted his own video about it, and it went viral within the video game community. And IGN removed the review of Dead Cells. And this is written by their top Nintendo guy at IGN, at least the gentleman that works or hosts their Nintendo show, which is
spearheads NVC.
Right.
Yeah, it's a bit of a goof. It's at the end of the day, this, like all stories, is all about ethics and game journalism and just really getting down to the meat of it. I do feel that's definitely a joke. Yeah, it's I want to. This is my thought on it. This is my hot take. Okay, we'll skip the guys. Yeah, lock yourself in for this. A lot of controversial opinions coming out of this one. All right, here it is. My thoughts are that, I think it's a mistake a bit. Basically, for those of you who have not read it, essentially what has happened is that he basically reworded things as if maybe some of us may have been guilty too, and maybe in times, and I know myself back in maybe grade school or so, like we kind of, you take a paper, reword put things at the end of a sentence now at the beginning, and now it's yours. Run home with it. No need to cite that. It's mine. And so I think there's an element of that, but I will say also, I think in game reviews, as a whole, and like Metacritic or what have you, there isn't that much like nuance in terms of a lot of reviews are using like the same verbiage and describe things very similarly. Like one review, you'll feel that there isn't a great reason, especially in games, to watch a bunch of different reviews because everything's kind of an echo chamber, I feel. It's rare that you'll read a review where the format will be surprising. I think Kotaku has done a good job.
Unless they have a catchy title.
That's what it's all about. Unless they got a great thumbnail. But I think that like Kotaku did a good job. Like they did a Destiny 2 review that's all about these people's different like bios or experiences with the game. It's just like kind of a different take. But beyond stuff like that, everything's very similar. So though this clearly, this individual, it seems quite obvious, looked at this other thing possibly as a means himself to try to figure out how to talk about the game. I don't know that it's necessarily malicious as much as like, I really like this game, I don't know how to describe it. Watch the review. I agree with these things. Like I'll put my own spin on that. It could have just been as simple as that. And I think if that were the case, I think it's appropriate to.
Did you get a chance to watch Boomstick Gaming's video?
It is, and I gotta say, the Boomstick Gaming, they're definitely the heroes of this thing. Definitely, they're winning on this front because I'm sure they got a lot of sweet
definitely
we're talking about now on this premiere podcast ourselves.
We just saw they have 30,000 subscribers. I don't know that they had that by last night. Who knows?
For sure. So hopefully,
but I do think
they're benefiting.
For sure, and the game is benefiting ultimately, which is great for Dead Cells. It is unfortunate. We've, I think we've all listened to NBC for a good amount of years. So we've seen people come and go on the show, and
most of our content is just ripped from that. So probably like good.
Pretty much.
Are we patronizing?
We're citing them.
Well, someone will make a comparison podcast like audio.
Can you imagine how thrilling would it be if it's like a video podcast or YouTube podcast that rips on NBC for ripping on someone else? But, I would say this. I hope he doesn't get canned for it. Only in that, like, I just provided it's not malicious. It's not like, oh, it's due tomorrow, I'm gonna like take this thing. I don't really get that feeling. I just think it's mainly more that maybe this is just, I'm going to use these words to talk about how I feel about the game. I feel similarly.
Yeah.
Clearly, they've copied it, shouldn't have done it, should apologize. I just hate to think of, how do you recover from that a bit?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Probably going to be a new
maybe
host.
They just don't have him do. Oh, yeah, maybe. Yeah.
What'd you say?
Maybe they don't have him do.
I think we'll probably see a new host. For
and I think the podcast would probably benefit from it. I really liked Jose, and I do miss him. And this individual might grow into the role as well. But I just feel like also just gaming in general, especially back with the Gamergate stuff, like it's so aggressive. And people's reactions to things are so
it's kind
strong.
of a toxic environment online, especially.
This person had a YouTube channel before, is unlikely, as acquainted with like journalistic things, or maybe does not see himself as holding himself to that, standard. And IGN as a company certainly cannot police every video they put out to compare it to the hundreds of reviews for everything. So this individual made a mistake. It'd been nice to maybe do a new review, say, apologize, wasn't his intent if that's the case. But then I hate to think of him going back to YouTube. That'd be such a hard, toxic environment to walk back into. That would be,
Right.
But that's my.
I'm interested to see how IGN reacts. I mean, IGN's faced a lot of different challenges this year internally with staff, and
for sure. This is definitely on the low end for things they've
definitely on the low end. But I'm interested to see how they respond because they operate within this toxic gaming sphere. for a living. This is, I mean, they see this in the comments. Like I just wonder how they're going to respond to a big portion of their audience who are probably either genuinely pissed or just jumping on the bandwagon of being an upset gamer. I wish
wagon.
all the best for the gentleman, and it's, I hope that we know he's a father and he's, a YouTuber that kind of made his way into IGN, and that's really exciting. So I hope this plays out well. I mean, everything, I don't know, we've all effed up at different times, and sometimes it's more public than others, but everyone deserves, an opportunity to, get another crack at something and make something right.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I haven't made a mistake like that, what you're describing, which is weird, but I could see that for sure.
Yeah, it might just be you, Matt, but yeah, that totally gets it.
Yeah, no worries, buddy. But you're great the way you are, and we'll be voting after this. This is actually
I appreciate it,
and we're gonna overthrow you. We got Danny now. Sorry, boy.
No, right. Work my way in.
Any other final thoughts on that? Anybody? Should we move on?
Yeah, no.
All right,
I think we're good.
Let's move on. So, article just came out where, according to the NDP's Game Acquisitions Monitor, at the end of quarter one, whatever the hell that means, about 70% of people in the U.S. who identified as owning a Nintendo Switch also reported owning a PS4 and or an Xbox One. So
70%
of all the Switch. Of all of the Switch owners out there, 70% of them are, have another console or both consoles. And the article, I mean, this article was just kind of like, hey, well, what does this mean? Is it the primary console? Is it the secondary console? What is it? I don't think it really matters all that much. I do think personally, the Switch has snuck its little self into the primary spot. But what do you guys think about that? Interesting? No?
Yeah, I'm going to say no. Next story. No, I like it. It's a good find. I would say, well, what's everyone's experience? Andrew, for you and Nintendo consoles, have you ever owned just a Nintendo console, or is it always with another one? What's kind of been your lineage of things? Go way back.
Let's see. Well, originally had the original NES. That was my dad's. We also had a Sega Genesis, which I know it's a bold.
I know that was bold.
Nice.
That was bold, yeah.
Old school rivalry.
Old school.
These are the goofs we were talking about. We all air. Sometimes
Sega
less
does with
badly.
Nintendo, so I don't.
We'll put the footnotes in the video for Sega.
And then from there, basically upgraded, moved over to PlayStation, abandoned the Sega. And now I own all three. So yeah, I've pretty much owned
I feel like for
one
myself,
or the
a
other
couple.
in one.
Yeah. I mean, since the
Moment of trust.
GameCube, love the GameCube, had great exclusives. But the GameCube was kind of the start of what's been for Nintendo, kind of being, I think, a second console because it lacked so many third-party games even then, and it only got worse between the Wii. I don't know many people who had just a Wii besides like a retirement home or something like pacemaker checks at. Like they probably did have like a PS3.
Just had Wii's.
Yeah. But I think for people who identify as
Lots of families
gamers,
still just have a Wii.
they do. I actually went to a friend's house, so I made a friend, and I went to their house over in Sacramento last week, and I was like, just walk around. Most houses I go to, I do like kind of a long, like kind of scouting mission. In any event, their main TV in the main area had like the little Wii sensor bar up top, and I was like, oh, there it is, that little IR sensor.
Covered in dust.
Mark was a good gamer.
Oh, jeez.
But yes, I would say, the consoles have always been second. I don't think anyone had just a Wii U. If you had a Wii U at all, God bless you. Thank you for your service. But as far as the Switch, I think the Switch is the first time where I would say, at least right now, I would say I'm 70% Switch, 30% PlayStation. 100% concentrated power of will.
No Xbox, so maybe like a 1%.
Yeah, Andrew and I play some Sea of Thieves.
Yeah.
I mean, they're in the, we're kind of...
So Danny, I've known you to be a big Xbox fan. At least in the recent, past.
I'd say so.
So how do you feel, how has your gaming moved or changed since you've gotten a Switch? Are you 70% Switch like Austin?
Yeah, it's weird because Microsoft also is kind of, we're going to get later on into the Switch conversation as a whole about their exclusives. Microsoft, I'm a huge Halo fan and I will replay those games until I die, but they don't really have too many exclusives. So like, at least like really good quality ones that I've tried out recently.
Right.
So it's weird. I'm actually probably 50-50 as far as what I play between Switch and Xbox.
Right, you don't have a ton of games on the Switch right now,
no,
right?
I have Mario Kart. I have Breath of the Wild. That's what I got. I'm waiting for
Sounds
Smash.
like
I'm waiting for Pokemon.
Every family.
Have some other rumored games that we'll get to later on as well. Yeah, but I mean, like every time I go home to see the family, I'm the only one in my family owns a Switch, but they're like, pull out the Switch, we're playing Mario Kart. I mean, that's we all had the N64 growing up. That was our first
popular
console.
family member, or at least
I would easily earn that title. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why we have you on the show.
Yeah. I could easily see that. I'm 50-50 between the two. And I mean, they complement each other well. One is your home console. It's also like your media, your streaming, your Netflix, your Hulu, your HBO app.
That's not the
other
Switch.
one can be docked. The other one you take with you when you go.
Right.
So
I personally just think sometimes I'm like, games are, I don't like, there's only certain like a game, like, it's like, not Into the Woods, but Into the Woods.
I've heard of it.
A great musical. Yeah, I loved it.
That musical is great on the Switch.
720p. It's like the best quality you can view it on. Yeah.
But a lot of the indie games that I enjoy, I will only want to play. I'm like, why? Like I used to just buy them on PlayStation 4 pre-Switch, and now I'm like, I don't want to put it on my TV. I'd rather just play it in my hands and play with my hands.
The Switch in the hands is worth a PS4 on the TV. I would say, let's do this as a hot take, just really, really fast. Hey, what would be, Matt? Are you a Halo guy? Are you a Master Chief, Master Chef, Top Chef, Iron Chef?
I'm top chef. Yes. No. Yeah, I enjoy Halo.
Okay. Real fast, rapid fire. What's everyone's favorite Halo game? Because Andrew's a big Halo guy as well. Both of us are.
Shit.
I know everyone stay cool.
We might have the same.
I should have talked about it before. I'm sorry about it, but this is just the reality we're in. So first off, Matt, what's your favorite Halo?
Oh, by far, Halo Wars.
Wow. Okay.
Starting off right.
The mutiny starts now.
I love the Halo lore in general. I love it, but I just sucked at first-person shooters. So
more of a Splatoon boy.
Yeah, more of a Splatoon, this little splat boy. So here we are.
It's our certifiable SB.
This was like fresh out of like Advance Wars 3 is over. I don't have anything to play. Oh, Halo Wars. That seems cool.
Okay, Halo Wars. Okay, go for it, Danny.
Yeah, I mean, I skipped Halo 1. Halo 2 hooked me in, and I love Halo 2, but Halo 3, I think, has to be my favorite. Just that hype leading into it. They had such a good campaign. Like, some of their commercials, I was like, I want this to be a 2.5-hour movie. Like, they just nailed that.
And whatnot, like
absolutely.
Yeah, that's cool.
And just the gameplay and the story, the culmination, because at the time you thought this is the last Halo we're ever going to get. 3, just like hook, line, and sinker.
It nearly was.
Jokes on us.
Right.
5 others. Okay, Andrew?
I'm definitely going to have to go with Halo 2. For sure. That's like the game that I bought my Xbox for, I remember. Had my dad take me to the GameStop. He's less than pleased.
We had like a very short time frame. This is back in our growing up in the Portland area, but where like Andrew got the Xbox I think first and came home with it, and then like we're all there playing Halo 2, seeing those graphics that to this day are still unmatched and well recognized as such, and then all of us kind of going out to buy the Xbox and Halo 2 and the like Xbox Live card and like the wireless router and like all the accessories, the headsets. Like all in the course of like a month, like 7 or 8 of us. But that was a great time.
And we never left the house that summer at all.
Never did.
No.
That made us the man boys we are today.
Right.
And I would say for myself, I would agree Halo 2. And then I think my favorite Halo single player, I really had an affection for ODST. And so that's going to be...
played that a lot in college. Yeah, that was cool.
That is a quality pick.
Thanks, guys. I just wanted to impress with Matt. Dropped Halo Wars. Where do we go from here? Halo Wars 2? No one played that. I can claim that.
Oh, man.
Yeah, Halo Reach is
I enjoyed Reach, yeah.
I'm just in a place in my life where... Thanks for listening to another Halo podcast.
Another Halo podcast.
I playing as much online because it was like just starting college for me and yada yada. Who am I kidding? I was playing a lot of video games, just not online because I was not social.
sorry.
Man, surround sound here is crazy.
Hey, let's talk about something else. All right, final big N news of the cast. Nintendo released their sales figures for both their console and their games. Let's just go around and guess. How many consoles do you think the Switch, Nintendo has sold of the Switch? You can't answer, Danny, because you're looking right at it.
Yeah, and I am too, but that's just because I'm not really a man of any intellectual honesty.
So
here we go.
True.
Here we go. Use the tools that provided to me.
There's no way I'm gonna find the link. So
20 million. It's 20 million,
dude.
Right?
I was gonna guess.
It's just it's under 20 million.
20 million.
He's
19.67 million Switch units sold.
Well, we know what you do. Everyone hop in the car. We're hitting 20 tonight, boys.
Now they said they would get to 20 by I think March was their estimate, so they're fine. So 86.93 million software sold. So we're gonna really quick. So you, Andrew, you're not looking at anything. Andrew, don't pull anything up. I'm going to ask you a quick question here. What do you think the top 3 best-selling games on Switch are?
I know.
Are these first party or are these all?
They're only first party, only Nintendo published.
Only Nintendo published. Definitely. Are they in order, or does it matter?
Just what do you think are in the top 3?
Breath of the Wild for sure. Mario Kart.
Yep. Nailed it.
And then the Dark Horse.
I'm going to tell you that the one you're about to pick is the number 1 best-selling game.
Best-selling game. Oh God, Super Mario Odyssey.
There you go.
I almost forgot about it.
I can't believe
I was going to go with Splatoon 2, for a second there.
Oh, that's number 4. Number 4. Almost 7 million.
Just look at that extra trivia knowledge in there, you little rascal.
Super Mario Odyssey, 11.17 million units. I don't I guess
surprised to see that as number 1 over Breath of the Wild.
Yes, because I think it's bundled with more consoles. Because
so it's a no, or yes,
console.
You were surprised, but that's why, or how do you mean?
No, I'm not surprised. I think Mario sells more than it's Mario.
It tends to for sure. But Breath of the Wild, that was the whole conversation. The Switch was analogous with Breath of the Wild. We haven't really seen that. I mean, we had Twilight Princess at launch. Of course, it was game, yada yada. But I feel like Breath of the Wild, I still hear about Breath of the Wild far more than I hear about Odyssey, even though Odyssey was very good. But yes, you were right. They always outsell. Mario always outsells that plumber. People cannot get enough of him.
Mario's a little more kid friendly too, because Breath of the Wild's definitely a hard game.
Yeah, Breath of the Wild's dealing with some mature themes like cooking up crabs and apples.
Mean father who won't let you.
Mean father who won't let his daughter study science, but she's gotta go pray.
You have to buy a house, pay off a debt. I mean, Animal Crossing levels of maturity here.
No, you're right.
So yeah, I mean, Nintendo seems to be doing well despite some of their stock issues, which I guess we'll chat about in the future maybe or a little bit. But
quickly, I mean, the stock basically had taken a dive at E3 because people were disappointed, right? And they're about to have
investors were disappointed.
Right, investors were disappointed. But there is a public company, so anyone could be investing. And
that's me.
That's me. There it goes. Insider trading here.
50 shares.
Indicative of the stock. And so it went down a bit, and then it kind of slowly climbed back up. And now there's a pretty, I guess, well-known individual who's attempting to short the stock. And so then there's a lot of...
Oh, he lost it. Did you hear that?
No. Did they do the investor call? When was it? Today?
No, it was whenever he did it already happened. He lost a couple million on it. Yeah,
that's right. Actually, you were right. But I think he's still net up from when he started because there's whatever. He had made some predictions early on, so people were saying, "Oh, it's still he's still winning it." But I know there was that conversation. It's kind of people feeling a little skittish about the sales.
Right.
Nintendo is so hard to predict, in every sense of the word. And then I suspect this fall, especially with the heavy hitters between Pokemon, Pokemon Let's Go and Super Smash, we'll see it rise again. But yeah, interesting.
Oh, definitely will. So just for context, I've had Nintendo. I guess I've had 50 shares for, I don't know. I bought them in high school, at the end of high school. Yeah. And they have gone up as high as $65 a share.
At 41 now, yeah.
They're at 41 now. So I have definitely, I don't know. I can't remember what I bought him into. I think I bought him just after the Wii, so it was on a high. I've definitely lost.
I don't do a lot of stock knowledge myself. I'm embarrassed about that, but I do know you definitely want to buy high, sell very low.
Well, I mean, if it's anything like the turnip market, which Joan taught all of us, I hope.
Yes,
I hope we have some Animal Crossing lovers in this podcast and listening to this podcast.
Wherever you are. Mom.
No joke. Listen, playing Animal Crossing growing up, that was like, oh, I get this whole stock market thing.
Stocks are
This is
so
great.
complicated after all. If you can buy a turnip, you can buy a bond.
Yeah, as long as my bonds don't rot away, after 7 days.
E-Trade will get you with that.
I'm surprised. Yeah, I'm surprised Nook didn't, charge you any interest on selling those things.
Yeah, I got a piece of that.
So, anyways, okay.
That was stock talk, our weekly stock talk.
That was stock talk. I'll keep you posted on.
Yeah, that's a great question. When are we going to be publicly traded?
Close, right?
I think the launch is tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
We do want to thanks for bringing it up in such a clever way, Andrew and Danny. Yes, that we are launching it, so please PayPal me any amount.
All right, let's get into our headliner.
Okay, do we want to do this in our own episode or keep going? What are we thinking, boys? Because we're already kind of along as always.
No, this is it. We already talked about it in our intro. It's happening. We're at 30 minutes exactly.
No,
here we go.
We were on a tight ship. We're known for that. I don't want to jeopardize that.
Yes, we definitely do. We never go over 30 minutes ever. So, ANP headliner, Smash Direct. It's happening tomorrow. Mm-hmm. You're probably listening to this weeks after it's happened, and that's okay. We want you to hear our predictions anyways.
Weeks after it happened.
Yeah.
So we're going to go ahead and jump into this. Andrew, why don't you take us away? What's going on in the world?
This is straight from the digital horse's mouth at Nintendo.
I know him.
Tune in on August 8th at 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time for a Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Direct live stream featuring new game information delivered by director Masahiro Sakurai.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, I had to watch that at work.
Literally what they said. I didn't say that. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, we're citing that source. We learned a valuable lesson today in the games press world that we're in. Yes,
nailed it.
Very good. Yeah, from the digitally Pona's mouth. I would say. So we thought it'd be kind of fun. I thought it'd be kind of fun to talk a little bit about. We want to make some predictions, right? And thought being, what have they done in the past? And what they say the past is prologue, or they say
what do they say?
Kylo Ren says, "Kill the past."
Kill the past.
Yeah. That's how Kylo Ren hot takes.
Kill it if you got to.
Kill it if you have to.
Okay, very good. Well, with that in mind, we're going to talk about the past and then never talk about it again. So the thought is, on the Nintendo Direct website, they actually, very cool, have archived all the old Directs. You can actually go back and watch them. So I thought, for preparation, I would skim through it lightning quick right before we did this and try to get a piece of information so we can try to predict what is going to be seen for this tomorrow. So I want to talk about back for the Wii U iteration, there were 2 Nintendo Directs, okay, that were specific to Smash, as this one is tomorrow, just Smash. We believe no other game. So, there were 2 of them. The first one was for the 3DS and the Wii U. Came out a few months before the 3DS version, which we recall was the first to be released between the 2 of them. And in it, Sakurai led it. It was 40 minutes long, okay? And in this, he talked about some technical tidbits, as he described it, what the frame rate was going to be for the 3DS version, which was 60, but some assets were going at 30. He talked about trophies or fun trophy reveals and guess that trophy. He talked about the stages, stage differences between versions, other differences, whether it be the trophies or the stages or the modes, like the Smash Run in the 3DS version, which was far superior to the bad Mario Party-esque Wii U game board party mode. I don't know if anyone ever played it. As well, it went over a lot of the characters, but a lot of these characters are already now being talked about on the Smash blog, so I don't know necessarily they're going to do that. But little changes that have happened to those characters. They talked about custom moves and what those look like. Quick question, do you guys think the custom moves are back? Did anyone use custom moves here in the last version?
No,
I did not.
I think they're back. I think they're coming back.
I think they're not back. And let me tell you why really fast.
Tell us why.
I will do just that. The Mii fighters that have already been announced, they have those characters will have 3 different sets of different attacks for the individuals you can choose. And in the previous game, with all the custom moves, with the permutations of those, there were far more, or at least there were more options. So the fact that it's now only 3 and it's specific to those characters that are all about customization and their character in the first place makes me think custom moves not coming back. Also, they sucked. I didn't like that. It just introduced an extra level of unpredictability that was not fun. Like if you were playing against, Donkey Kong, and for whatever reason his side B was some like random move you felt like you've never seen before, it just took that isn't exciting. You want to feel like you're countering. Like I know Link's moves, I know what to counter. Anyway,
right. So many characters they have to program each custom move into.
It's just it's a lot. You add all the ones from the Wii U, and then the new ones that are returned, and then also they ended it with one character announcement, I believe just one, in Greninja. So this is the first Smash Direct they had. They would have a later one later. Well, thank you. Where they would go over 50 unique facts for the Wii U version specifically, and that's when they had the announcer. Like there's 8-player mode and GameCube Sport.
That was great. That was my favorite one, I think.
That was really good. So that's kind of what.
And this is when we got to see some really cool CGI trailers for each of these characters. Mm-hmm. Like the Greninja one, that was awesome. With the Charizard facing off with Mario, someone maybe.
Yeah, I think so.
I think it was. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I loved all of those things. And then you thought there was going to be a Subspace Emissary because of it, and then there wasn't.
No. Hey, do you guys actually want Subspace? Can we get like a line in the sand here, a red line on Subspace? Do you guys actually think that's going to happen, or would you want it to happen?
No.
I want some sort of story where characters are introduced and super awesome CGI trailers show up for each one. Okay, whatever that looks like is whatever it looks like.
Ooh, he had me at super awesome CGI. Yeah, that's right. I'm in.
Okay, he's down for it, Andy.
I'm okay with it as long as it's not the Subspace Emissary. If that makes sense.
It was so long, and that's what got me.
I just want it to be like a normal campaign, just be like campaign and.
Mm-hmm. Fight this guy. Fight these wireframe people. Fight this metal guy. Fight this big guy.
I wouldn't be surprised
just to show up and do it.
That stuff. No, wait, that was pretty violent. They wouldn't put that in the game. That little cinematic where Mega Man gets killed, basically.
I think it'll be in it. I read a Reddit post where people were highlighting the fact that like Mega Man in each of the videos gets like rocked at some point. And I don't know if that comes from like even the Bowser Jr. one. Like there's some moment where Mega Man, and I wonder if that comes from like a love for Mega Man. They just want to put him in the videos, but then like because they're not only announcing him, like people got to take him out. But yeah, like Pac-Man, which had a video but not super awesome. Punch Out had like one where he's like rocking Mega Man for Lil Mac. In any event, I would love. Here's my thoughts. I loved the cutscenes. It was so fun to go back and watch the cutscenes, like all in a row. I did not enjoy Subspace. It was not like a fun, rewarding platformer. I didn't like the villain characters. It just felt really generic. I did, however, like the adventure mode back in Melee, which was like kind of the one set. Course it was simpler, but there was like you ran through the kind of dungeon. For Zelda,
you just went through that with each character,
jumped over the F-Zero stuff. Exactly. Bryn Star Escape, like those things, I did enjoy. I don't know really why I enjoyed that over the other. I think it's just because it was shorter. If there was like a short one that has some fun cutscenes, I'm all for it. My fear is they're going to be definitely. I don't see them remaking nice cinematics. If anything, I think would not be surprised to see like them cut in cinematic stuff from the Wii U version, like these intros we're talking about. The Wii U version also did not have an interesting intro, which was the biggest bummer. It was just like all the videos we'd already seen and like cut up fight footage. Would love to have that back if nothing else, but I don't think I want the full mode. That's my thought. Matt, continue. Keep moving us.
All right, so we've discussed the tweet. We've discussed what we're going to talk about. Now let's go ahead and start off with just some overall questions around what we're going to see tomorrow. Danny actually came up with some interesting questions based on some stuff he heard from another podcast or YouTuber, right?
Yeah. So I don't know if you guys follow Nintendo Life, YouTube channel. They got a review site and everything too. They explain like if you want to mod stuff. I have know nothing about modding, but they make it seem pretty cool and they have British accents. So there's that.
They're very smart.
So a Nintendo Life, they had a discussion, and one of the first things they talked about for tomorrow was they were saying, is it a bad thing that tomorrow is only Smash? Kind of going off of that stock discussion we had a few moments ago. Well, a vast majority, I would say, of Nintendo fans in general like Smash. There are some Smash fans who also want to see more, other game announcements. And there are some fans who don't like Smash at all and are like, come on, you had all of E3 for Smash and Pokemon. Give me more news. Like, this is part of the reason why your stocks were plummeting. Took that little dive. So, is that kind of one of my first questions that I wanted to piggyback off of Nintendo life was, is that a bad call to make it only Smash for the Direct tomorrow?
Interesting.
That's a good question.
Was anyone expecting a Direct in August?
I was.
I was expecting one in July.
But a Smash Direct specifically?
Gonna be in July.
I'm with Andrew. Even do you remember like back after the last E3s, we'd have announcements like a week later where it's like new 2DS XL or like things that's like, why was this not at E3? They're so wild with that. I am surprised. Also, we didn't talk about like the Mario Kart 8 DLC with Breath of the Wild Link. And there's the Labo support. I don't know that we talked about. There's a new Labo kit. I'm surprised that stuff isn't worked into in a Direct too. It seems easy enough to have done.
Yeah, but just do a whole like first party like Nintendo Direct.
Yeah, but I would say like given the context of these specific Directs in the archive, there's also a specific Direct just for the Nintendo Louvre 3DS stuff. So they've done they get really granular with that stuff.
Sure.
I'm not surprised. I don't really think it's necessarily a bad call. I think if we look, if the past is prologue, a fragmentary passage, I think that if you look at that, you do have a context for, we're not that far off, I'm sure, from a more general one. So, what is the harm of this? It is the big game. It's the one we're all talking about, and it keeps that moving.
I just think it, more than anything, shows that this is what Nintendo's got for the rest of the year. Yeah. I mean, it's this and it's Pokemon, and I'm sure there's going to be a small Direct that talks about Mario Party and whatever other games coming out between now and December.
And Pokemon.
But this is they're all in. I'm sure we're going to get just a Pokemon Direct though.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know if you guys saw that interview with Reggie, the Reggie of
the Reggie.
He and I cannot pronounce his last name, so I'm not going to try. Fizeme. Mm-hmm. Right after the E3, someone asked him like his take on the stocks kind of dipping. About these are investors who are upset with the lack of first party stuff.
Right. He kind of had to defend it, right?
And he kind of had to defend it, and the way he tried to defend it was saying, "Well, we're not done with first party announcements for 2018." And I was trying to think, what else could you fit in 6 months that's like not too small, but like not too big that you're not gonna be able to get a good marketing campaign and get the hype up.
CB Robo 4 for 3DS.
Flash 2, baby, only on 3DS.
So I'm trying to think, like, is it a Yoshi? Is it that Star Fox Racer game? I don't know if you guys heard about that. What is the big first party thing that he's like, that they're still sitting on, that they're like, any day now. So,
right. I don't know that they like, if it's something's coming out between now and between Smash, up to Smash. I don't know. Like, I feel like they would have announced it already. Can you think of a game that they've announced and then released 2 months later?
Team on that or something?
In the past, I think they've announced games that have come out within a short time frame, but I don't know. At this point, now we're into August, it would just be pretty quick, because they want to build hype and pre-orders for all those things, and you do sacrifice that. If anything else, I wouldn't be surprised to see a Direct where it's like a Link to the Past on 3DS or something like that comes out. Something smaller scale, but still a big Nintendo property, but maybe a remake, or like Wind Waker on Switch, something like that. Ooh. But I think entirely new, that big. Yeah, I do kind of.
I'm actually, the more I think about it, though, I'm not surprised. I think Nintendo's been doing a good job at understanding how they've needed to succeed post the Wii U era, and that has been with driving, big titles. And I think that like for them, one of those major things is the fact that they're hearing from investors. They're seeing their stock dip. They're seeing, people are asking them and interviewing these questions. I would not be surprised if Nintendo now decided, hey, yeah, let's push this a little bit earlier. Let's try to get this out as soon as possible. Like I feel like they're more of a company that's responding more to some of these things now than they ever have in the past, especially now that they have momentum and they had a 2017 like they did. Yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised if we saw something, but I'm not gonna hold my breath for any sort of Star Fox or Animal Crossing or anything else like that.
Oh yeah, when is Animal Crossing coming? That was like,
oh my god,
you broke a lot of little animal hearts.
We're gonna do a live podcast the day we start though. So what'd you guys name your town? Anyway, so let's about
town back in the past because like, where are you going? I'm like, a town. Like, gotcha, idiot Animal Crossing character. And then like I had to of course live through the rest of it called like lowercase O town. And it haunted me.
Did your animals all hate you?
They did eventually, but it was mainly because of the weeds. Did you guys read actually the article yesterday where it was like how they figured out how the animals interpreted the letters you sent them?
How they interpret
What?
Yeah, like
I was just thinking about this the other day. I'm like, remember all the time I spent using the joysticks
and advanced AI years ahead of where we're at technologically. The way in Animalese, the little like noises. The way they did it was really interesting. But basically, there were different cues for like if you capitalized a letter, if you put a period and then had a space and then capitalized the next letter. Those were the things they looked for. If you did like long strings of letters. They would not like that, and everything was like ranked by like 7 criteria on a point scale. It was actually
what about punctuation? Did that help? Or
I think it's just needed like at the end of the sentence, things of that nature.
Okay.
But I'm sure where they got me is because you write someone, you'd be like, oh, you are the like best, or like you're my fave. There's like probably a lot of that. Also, because it's like not easy to navigate the keyboard, but you want the letter to look like it has some kind of weight to it, so you're like really slammed down on cool or whatever. Anyway, lost a lot of friends like that, and in real life. Matt, continue with the podcast.
So cool.
All right, so we got one more question, and then we're going to jump into predictions. Danny, take us away with the second question.
Yeah, so we're about to get into the character predictions, obviously. Before that, other than that, what else do you expect to hear tomorrow? So stages that you're looking for.
We know we're going to get a character, character.
We know we're going to get some unannounced character from the
10,
previous
20,
news drops.
30,
right.
60.
Probably the other 40 of them that we haven't heard about yet.
Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah. So are there
Every
stages
Nintendo
you're looking forward to?
character.
You haven't seen in a while? Are there soundtracks you're hoping that they bring back? The story modes, we kind of talked about that a little bit earlier, like campaign or other additional sort of gameplay options. What else aside from characters you're hoping to hear tomorrow?
Huh. It's a good question.
Okay, well, I'm going to hop in with this. Looking at the last one, I do think we'll see stages and soundtrack, stuff like that. They were there previously, trophies, what modes. I would like to see the 3DS, an emphasis on the courses that were just on 3DS, being like, oh, look, here's like HD versions of Great Fox, stages that were not in the Wii U version. Or like remade some more of the N64 stages. Even if it looks like it's the textures of N64, but like that sharp, HD overlay would be nice to see. We talked about the story mode. I would just like to say this. I think that the Wii U version, I appreciate the fact there is like a kitchen sink mentality of these games where it's like everyone's in, right? And it's like the last one had all the custom moves and you have all the amiibo stuff and you have like this, that, and the other. But it like the menus were so dense and so much of it between like all the different like target smash and the sandbag and the permutations on those. And I think it just gets a little much. Like it's a little hard to know eventually. I don't know. I didn't get a lot out of those. And I'd almost prefer, like, even for single, like, quote unquote, single player, like the classic mode, adventure mode, there's like all-star mode, right? The gauntlet. I'd almost prefer it to stick to that as far as like, I'm for target smash and a multi-man smash, like those iconic ones. But I feel like they kind of condensed it down and focused in a little more on the ones that people really play. Those things to get like the main trophies of each character. I don't know. I don't feel like I need a million like games and more. Like, the demos of the 8-bit games those characters came from. It gets to be a lot.
So I think it was an interview with Bill Trinen during E3 where he made mention that there was a lot more still to unveil about this game. And that's really exciting. But I'm kind of been going off of the fact that they're calling this game Smash Brothers Ultimate, right? So this is the ultimate version of Smash Brothers, that is in existence. So what does that mean? I don't know. I'm kind of hoping for almost anything. Like I would love and can totally see them doing something where I think maybe Halo did this, where you can kind of switch the art style. Like you'd be like, let's switch on N64 mode.
Oh yeah, for the remakes, for the HD
had that.
Yeah, you can do that.
Which I think would be pretty cool. And then it's like all of a sudden your roster shrinks and you're just playing with those original characters. And I don't know, or maybe you actually can play with all the characters, but like a kind of like less graphically impressive version of each one.
That would be cool.
So I don't know. I'm kind of like, don't know what to expect, because I think that like they really do mean that this game is going to be packed, and I think that this direct tomorrow is going to prove why this is going to be the big system seller that it is. Like I don't think that they've proven that so far. I feel like for the most part we all are excited, but it still feels like a similar game to what we've experienced on the Wii U and the Wii, and our 3DS for that matter. So I don't know. I'm really hoping for whatever this looks like. What do we hear tomorrow is going to be that next big thing of this is why this Smash Brothers is different. And I don't know. I hope it's something we haven't seen yet.
Yeah.
All right. Should we wrap up this with our predictions? The way we're going to do this is, so character predictions, what we're going to see tomorrow. One character that you absolutely want. You really want this character to be in Smash. To heck with what other people say.
Hey, Pika.
And the second one being what character you actually believe is going to show up. The one like the logical, like
for sure.
the practical pick.
No, I put on there. Just wanted to float this idea too. I think we put those things in there, but I'd love to have total number of characters announced that you think there'll be, and then number of those that are echoes, number that are entirely new. Between that, so if it's 4, it's 2 and 2 or whatever, and then do what you just said, Matt. So one you would really like to be there, one you actually think is going to be there,
and then we're going to wrap all of this up with that pick one of your characters and tell us how you think they're going to be revealed.
Okay.
What way do you think that's going to happen?
Hour 3. So if you're still listening to this, just go ahead and skip to the end if you want to hear that.
So all right, Danny's been mulling this over for weeks since I told him about this podcast. So why don't we let him start?
All right. The number of Echo Fighters, that concept, I think I still haven't wrapped my head around. So I don't know if I have a guesstimate. I've heard even rumors that like Pixie Kong will be an Echo of Diddy.
Mm-hmm.
If that's true, I think that's a bad idea because I think they're different enough. They could be their own slots.
Yeah, she has blonde hair.
Right. I mean, that's a whole attack and everything too. Yeah. I mean, half kidding, half serious. As far as entirely new characters, I just came up with a list. I won't go through them all, but like I easily had 5 or 6 that weren't announced, and I don't think were even in the game. So King K,
throw it out the window. Let's go for it.
King K. Rool. I think he's gonna be one of the new heavyweight additions from Donkey Kong 64, and that art style too. I think he's gonna be like all like polygonal shape and everything.
Yeah. I mean, Ganondorf has the Ocarina of Time look to him. I mean, he doesn't have the polygons in that way, but he has that character design.
Right. Speaking of the polygons, what if a new character is one of the polygon fighters from the original Smash? Wouldn't that be kind of cool? Like a throwback? You got to fight back that army of polygon fighters.
It'd be fun if it were like an alternate costume even for some of them, since many of the characters were like...
Oh, yeah, because that's really what they were. They were just mimicking everybody. So maybe that's everybody's kind of echo. I imagine something from ARMS. I didn't play ARMS much, but I feel like that game was made to just pump Smash with more characters.
Yeah, I mean if that doesn't happen,
at some point
someone needs to lose their job at Nintendo. I feel so bad for that director of the ARMS, the whole series who like shows up to everything to basically kick some poor fan's butt in ARMS because everyone's terrible at it.
They've got a sequel plan. I totally think they're gonna have some ARMS characters in this.
Something.
Sure.
I think you're right too. It has
there's the reveal game.
Maybe.
Here's a fighting game before a fighting game.
Wrap it up. Crystal from Star Fox Adventures. I know she's already an assist trophy. I'm one of the few people who genuinely loves that game. I think she'd be great.
We got to do that.
Oh my god, they do exist. There are other believers out there. Thank you. Nice.
A lot of that game, and it was great.
Oh my god.
Andrew and my kind of initial friendship formed over like Andrew drawing Tricky on a piece of paper, and I was like, I know
you don't have enough scarabs.
No, that's too low.
No, you pay this much.
It's a guilty pleasure, that game. Oh my god.
Guilty about it, baby boy. Hey, let me ask you this. Hey, Crystal, can we put put some poor clothes on that fox. I just wish could we get her into the assault outfit, which is probably not the framing I wish I had made, but like she's in that bikini thing again, and it's like the whole bikini in Adventures is like Fox, just gazing at her in like the.
I know. I just kind of want her to be inside a crystal the whole time. Just let her fight in the crystal.
Yeah, like she did not need to be sexualized in that game.
Know,
like it was completely unnecessary.
Too close to the whole furry thing. Not if you're a furry fan, you're listening. Thanks for coming, and then we're happy to have you. But it's not my cup of tea. So it's like, can we just put her back in that cool Team Star Fox outfit she's in?
Absolutely, and also still support us on Patreon if you're a furry fan. I mean, that's the biggest thing.
Just like some headwear and a scarf, and let her warm up. It's got to be chilly in some of those courses. She's a fox.
So my final few that I had, Microsoft connections. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking because Microsoft and Nintendo have been playing nice together to spite PlayStation. I could see Microsoft maybe handing over some IP for this to kind of really establish that friendship. So a Minecraft character, that their whole alliance is based off Minecraft. Get that crossplay going.
Oh my God, if Steve was in there.
So if you get some kind of Minecraft character, I think that would be clever.
But a hyper-realistic, also, like New Donk City Steve, or like he looks just like a human. He's wearing a green shirt.
Right. And I'm definitely stealing this from Nintendo Life as well. So just getting that fully fledged out there.
Smart.
One of them dropped the idea of maybe Master Chief. Maybe he is like Snake-esque. He's like this a little bit more serious.
On 360, you could play as one of the Spartans in that game.
Yeah,
I missed that one.
The gratuitously buxom characters with a Spartan. So that was a girl, even I believe.
Right.
It was sweet. That would be cool. Banjo-Kazooie as well would be like another one that they hold the keys to. Would be nice.
And going off the Banjo topic, because the same developers, right? Spyro.
Not the same one as Banjo, but Spyro.
I'm thinking Crash. I think I'm Crash.
Yeah, Insomniac or Spyro.
Crash could totally be.
Crash and Spyro would be awesome.
Yeah.
Well, because Crash just came out, but. And I don't know if you guys saw this a couple of months ago. Spyro made the announcement. We're coming back out on PS4. Right. We're also coming out on Xbox. And then like a week later, Nintendo of UK, their official like online store, accidentally posted Spyro for the Switch. Mm-hmm. And then like they had to take it down when someone grabbed the screenshot.
Like that in like the last week. Yeah, I think Spyro was Insomniac. Naughty Dog made Crash. But like each of those are so iconic, and now, like you're saying, gonna be on the Switch. Spyro, Take It to the Bank. He would be awesome to have on this and it would be promoting for them, their own game. Seems like a big win for Activision, who I think owns the rights to both.
It would be good.
Yeah, I think, and I would love to play Spyro on Smash. It'd be my favorite.
Yeah, that'd be great.
All right, so I think you're only missing one crucial prediction, which I have been making for episodes on this podcast. Those little adorable rabbits. When are we going to see them?
No.
I need to see Peach taking selfies, and I need those little weapons that they have are perfect. Yeah, Ubisoft has been on a roll. So I don't know. I'd love to see. I like that partnership and where it's going, and I want to see more of it. So give me those rabbits in some way, shape, or form. I don't care if they're an assist trophy.
And not what you just said. Like Andrew said, where it's like just like the Nintendog, where it gets like right in front of the screen if she like popped up there and it was like kind of taking selfies.
Stage hazard, a stage hazard. That's right. Yeah, that'd be fun if you get the selfie view of the stage. Or
Danny's just shaking his head. His head's in his hand. What about this? What about you take the whole cast out, all 64 characters or whatever, replace them with rabid versions of each one? No real versions, just rabbits only.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone. We appreciate it.
No, the only mode in the game is like coin mode. That's it. Rabbits only. Final Destination.
Oh, man.
Rabbits and Fox only. Okay, that's a good one. Here's mine. I think there's going to be 2 Echo characters announced and 1 new fighter. So that's my hope. 1 would be great too. But I think as far as new character, I'm still hoping for a Castlevania character. Don't want to take it from Andrew unless that's his. But I think Simon Belmont.
You just go for it.
Thank you. That'd be cool to see. We've talked about it in the past. They have a new Castlevania show coming out. They've been more friendly on those things. Any event, be cool to see that. And then for Echo characters, I think the ones we're all seeing, I was thinking like Dixie or another one of the Kongs, would be neat. Tropical Freeze got a lot of nice buzz. It would be really neat also to see an Echo fighter from Metroid, now that we have Ridley in there, it'd be great to have another character and round it out. A character like Dark Samus or something that's like an obvious Dark Pit equivalent. I think that would be nice too. So I'm going for 2 echoes, 1 new, 3 total. That would be pretty generous, I feel. But okay, Andy?
Yeah, I'm just going to go with that same little formula there. So the new character, I think, maybe another Castlevania character.
Okay. So,
shit.
That's okay.
I'll start with the echoes. I think there's going to be a Captain Falcon echo. That'd be a good one.
That would be good.
Some other racer that, that samurai guy, whatever his face is.
Yeah, samurai guy. Right.
Samurai.
Probably like a Yoshi.
Yep. Made it out of assist trophy territory.
Something from a Yoshi game, I bet.
Yeah, you could say that too. You could even have like a shy guy, like one of those other Yoshi Island characters.
Yeah, Shy Guy, and then I'm gonna go with Alucard for my real
nice
character pick.
Yeah, I hope we get that. I hope we do get Castlevania in there.
I hope
that's like
more than one character too. So that's show some love for that.
I didn't give my actual I think this will show up. I actually think that it may not be tomorrow, and I hope it is tomorrow. But I do think we're gonna get Captain Toad. I think Toad's making his way on the battlefield. He's not gonna be able to jump.
Echo Toadette.
Echo Toadette.
He won't just be Peach's weapon.
No, I hope I know, because this is different. That's like his cousin. This is Captain Toad.
Oh,
he made a name for himself. No, I think Captain Toad is going to be playable, and I mean, I really do think that's going to happen. I don't know if I could see him as an assist trophy too, but I just feel like he's been getting a lot of love. He's been showing up in so many games, so why not Smash?
I like it.
So yeah.
I know, so many good options. I'm excited. I would say this overall. I just hope the character, like all those, great suggestions, and those are the characters like I know I want too. Especially like King K. Rool, like Danny, you mentioned, like those are the people you've always been like, where's this villain character? There aren't that many villains to begin with. You have a Wolf, you have Ganondorf, you have so few others, Bowser, but like K. Rool would be awesome to run out. Point being, though, I would love to see someone that just surprises me, but totally out of left field. The Wii Fit trainer, things like that. Not that I ever plays that, but it's such a nice surprise. Waluigi is the assist trophy. I do not think will be in the game as main character, but it would be boring to have Waluigi. Like, fine if he's there, but he's not like some amazing character that I love. I would much prefer to have Gino or someone really random or scratching scratching an area of Nintendo history that we just have not seen, an Earthbound character or something, something that we fill us with surprise and get us speculating about what is possible.
Crucial question: is Sakurai going to troll the fans again in this one? And if so, how?
With Ridley, when he was like, "It's Ridley on the stage, but you can't play him."
Or like he did when he goes, and that's it.
I think he will.
He just
for
wears
sure.
a Waluigi costume the whole
He's
direct.
already tweeting things like, "I might look sickly, but I'm actually just tired." I think
he's gonna have a little. He's gonna have a little Waluigi lapel pin, like
I love
clip
that.
to it.
A figurine like on its side in the background or something. I like that for sure. I hope they do some, and they always have a good sense of humor at the directs. I do feel like they're always wonderfully bizarre. Whether people are holding up, bananas as if it's like Hamlet, or if there's like tons of Luigis, or they always make it like a little bit Reggie doing strange Reggie things. I love that about it. I hope they keep that up. They did on the one I was watching earlier for the old episode for the Smash Wii U, so I hope we see it too.
I bet they'll just have someone playing as Luigi in his Waluigi outfit the whole time.
Oh, that's a great one in the purple one.
That's the whole time. That's who they're maining. Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, it's been a podcast.
Sure has.
So yeah, any final words? Anyone going once, going twice? Cool.
I think that's it.
We're gonna end that. That was another Nintendo podcast, episode 10. You could find us on Twitter at Another Nintendo Podcast.
It's
Where else
actually
are
ANP
we?
podcast. Thank you very much. But yes, there's that. iTunes.
That's
we're
our
in
handle.
Google Play Store. We're on SoundCloud.
Yeah,
Yes.
and we're paying for those things. So we're going to try to keep pushing these out. Danny, it's been fun. We'll see you next year this time.
Yeah, thanks, buddy. You
catch
gave
for the
it your
next
best.
announcement.
You recognize that. We do appreciate it. No, well, hey, welcome in. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you for the next episode, Danny. Tomorrow
definitely.
we react.
Pretty soon. Is that going to be tomorrow?
Appreciate it. Yeah, tomorrow as we live stream. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I'm glad we got this nice core group of 4 boys, nice 4 Nintendo boys, good diverse opinions on here. It's what the industry needs, what we need. So we're happy to have you as part of the crew.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for having me. Been a pleasure taking on the bucket list.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we've been talking about it for a while. So, okay. So but at this point in the podcast, we're fading out. There's amazing music playing, probably Smash related, probably from the website, and I've ripped it. Cool. All right. And
as long as it's credited.
click.
Very good.
Nintendo.